The main reason for us forming the band was to enter competitions in Trinidad called Panazz. After the fourth year winning, we pulled out of the competitive arena and tried to start spreading music overseas.
But we knew what it took to bring the vibe in our audience because we on show. And the music that we played was not just anything. We fighting to do Charlie Parker, we doing James Brown. Wow, I feel good.
We actually did Boston Symphony Hall. You're in awe because, I mean, just going into the backstage area and looking up at the ceilings and looking at the walls and realizing that you are in the Boston Symphony Hall.
And when we were finished with that concert, the whole auditorium was on their feet.
We went to the studio one evening and we didn't leave until 6 a.m.
And we went to get a certain song.
Cleaner than anything that ever was recorded on Pan.
We want to actually show the audience what Trinidad and Tobago music is about.
So we did some workshops in some schools.
We did kind of a history of Pan, from slavery into drums, into tambour bamboo, into the evolution of Pan and all of that. You know, it's like we changed the perspective.
And that what you're seeing there, of course, is a trailer for Panazz, the story, a film by Adam Bartholomew, as they want people to experience their music and discover their legacy. And this film is actually one of the official selections at the TNT Film Festival that's taking place right now. And if you were not at that opening premiere last night at Movie Town, then they are telling us that they'll be missed out because they are on set this morning. And so joining us this morning, we have Barry Finbar Bartholomew, of course, who is the band leader and co-arranger of Panazz, and Mr. filmmaker himself, Adam Bartholomew, who are joining us this morning. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
I know that we got you up this morning after a sold-out premiere show at Movie Town last night. Tell us about it, Barry.
Thank God for alarm clocks.
We know all about that, yes.
The show last night was an emotional roller coaster for everyone, I think.
Yes.
I was standing on the side, just taking it all in, and I swear I didn't know what to do with myself.
Wow.
It was just, every high possible. Sold out audience. It started off in the smaller theater,
right,
and it sold out there, and then it moved across to Cinema No. 1, which is the biggest theater in Movie Town, and it was just jam-packed and a very responsive crowd, and they all just lapped it up. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And Adam, I want to jump across to you. What inspired you to say you want to tell this story?
Well, I was actually not around during the days of Panazz.
I'd imagine not.
And so, but growing up, having Uncle Barry as my uncle, I've been hearing stories from all my family about Panazz and how great they were in helping to elevate the status of Pan. And I've enjoyed their music because they have some of the best quality steel pan ensemble recordings. So all my life I've been listening to that and really admired Panazz. And so when it came to a project at Harvard University where I'm studying, I decided to choose Panazz to make a documentary on. And I got in touch with Uncle Barry, and
I freaked out. Go ahead.
So I got in touch with him, came back for like a week during spring break and interviewed him, and he organized for me to interview Natasha Joseph, Donald Thomas, and Dane Gilston, who together are four of the key players of Panazz. And from there, it was just about like getting all the archival footage from Uncle Barry and getting all of Panazz's music, which forms like the score of the movie. So it's really a whole immersive experience, and I feel like you get to experience Panazz, which is so special for like me and other people who've never experienced it live.
Yeah. I mean, well, Barry, tell us about that experience, because you had to actually go back, apart from the archives that Adam got, you had to go back and relive those moments and relive it with some of the team members. How was that?
Exactly. Well, just to go back on what Adam said there, Adam, of course, got an A+ in Harvard by professors for the movie.
Very nice.
And when I first saw it, I realized this thing has so much potential.
Yeah.
And how can we get it played in Trinidad? And we sent it into the film festival, and it was grabbed up instantly. And that was very exciting. And that's when I came on board with Adam and started to just go through every single minute
Yes.
to make it much more exciting for the Trinidad market here,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And that was a great experience.
Yeah, and I think just to jump in there, I think, as you say, it was a lot emotionally for him to jump back into Panazz. And I think I got a taste of just how much emotion and energy he put into Panazz in those days. Like, Panazz was really his baby. And I also got a sense of the level of perfectionism of him in the amount of like feedback and support he gave to me
Yes.
to making the film as best as
Yes,
possible.
yes.
So I got a little taste of that aspect of Panazz as well.
And your A+.
Barry, did you ever thought to yourself at some point that you want to put all this together in a collection for some reason? Like, I mean, this is a movie, right? So he made a collection, you're passing on, this is legacy you're witnessing here, right? But in terms of getting the archival stuff, he said that he had to ask you for it. So
Yeah.
you collected all this in hope of, or just in memory of, or what was the reason for
I
collecting?
never thought this would have happened, no. Never envisaged it. Getting the stuff was a real task because we had to open every single drawer in the house.
Yes.
All the bottom drawers, of course, with no labels on the envelopes, and try and find every single photograph and call TDT and call Channel 4 and try and get as much
Yes.
footage that we had over the years. And in the end, we got enough to make it happen, you know. That was just magical, and it all came together like that. In a year when Steel Pan is really getting a lot of exposure as well, you know. So that's also was great time. Good timing.
Yeah.
And we also, I think, should give thanks to Alvin Daniel, who was actually on TTT, because we incorporated some of his old
footage.
Calypso
Calypso
showcase
Yeah.
into like the new modern interviews. So you're getting both stuff from now and back then, so it kind
Yeah.
of jumps back and forth, which really helps to like round out the whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I really love the fact that you are choosing to tell a story that you can relate to, a story that is from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when people go to study abroad, you tell them to do a final project and they would create something out of thin air. They might have ode to Trinidad in it or whatever the case is. You might say a little sukuya, a little blend, something like that.
Yes.
But I'm really happy that you chose to tell a story about Steel Pan.
Yeah.
And one that is close to you that, I mean, this is a story that's never really been told before.
No, it's not.
Like, I
Back then,
remember...
there was no social media.
Exactly.
Yes.
So nobody
Yes.
knew where you went, you know.
I remember going to Central Bank, I think it was, and the band was set up
You
on
were there?
stage. Yeah,
Wow.
and I think it was one of the recordings.
Panazz Live.
Yeah, Panazz Live, and the I remember like seeing. I'm like, wait, I never see Pan look so sexy before.
Right.
It looked good. It looked good, and then it sounded great.
Yes.
And I think that definitely, like when I heard that the movies, I was like, wait a minute, I remember Panazz.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I
wow.
had a vague memory of it, so now I really want to see the movie. I'm sorry, I
Wow.
couldn't see it
Yeah.
last
Would
night.
you-
Where can we see it again?
Go ahead.
So there's going to be a very special Under the Stars showing hosted by the TT Film Festival and sponsored by Shell at Fatima College, which is my alma mater.
I'm
So
sorry to
very-
hear that. My sympathies. Is that
And
right?
prefect as well.
So it's going to be Under the Stars in the yard in Fatima. And it's really a whole family event, so we really encourage anybody to just come and bring your
Yeah,
family.
it's going to be nice. It's gonna
When
be
is it?
nice.
Sunday.
Republic Day.
So something else to add on your calendar.
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
Sunday's a full day. What time we kicking
Wow.
off?
6 p.m. and it should run until 9 p.m.
No, well, it's going to be an hour-long show.
Yeah.
So it'll start at 7, finish at 8, but we can lime on now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there a fee attached to this
No.
one?
Actually free.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
Walk in, yeah.
Fatima Under the Stars.
Yeah.
Put that on your calendar. But I wanted to ask you, Barry, I mean, some of the things you would have seen come out of the trailer is the team working together as one. The fact that you weren't just using the pan to play soca and calypso, but also different music. There was some James Brown in there and that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
tell us about some of those experiences.
Yeah, that was one of my main missions with Panazz, to not play the typical songs,
Yeah.
not have that on our repertoire. Let's try to do something different. Have songs that are sort of a little more progression in it, to solo to improvise to, more sort of variety of stuff that isn't the norm, not the normal pop songs and whatnot. So we kind of stuck to that pattern, and it paid off, because when we toured the world, I mean, there were songs that they knew, but it was just a little more depth to it, you know. And then, of course, with good progressions, the soloists in front of the band took off. Symphony Hall, I mean, picture Boston Symphony Hall, 2 years back to back. First year was with Sparrow. We opened for Sparrow. They didn't know who we were really, most of the crowd. Most of the crowd came for
Yes, yes.
Sparrow.
Of course.
We got 4 standing ovations.
Nice.
And then they called us back the next year to be the main act. And Fillmore's American Band opened up for us.
Yes.
So that was
wow.
amazing. That was
Okay.
Yeah, and so as you mentioned, that this is very much a film about national pride. I think it's also a universal film as well, in that Panazz was a universal band taking our national instrument to the whole world, from symphony hall and
Japan and everywhere.
yeah, Japan, the American Garden
St. Lucia
Theatre,
Jazz Festival,
St. Lucia
yeah.
Jazz Festival, and so it's some of the themes that the movie hits about like that close bond as like a family and just what it really takes and the amount of energy it takes. I think those are universal values that aren't
It's a
specific to him.
tearjerker as well, let me warn you.
Yes.
The last 10 minutes, I was in a mess.
I was going to ask you, Barry, in terms of, you mentioned speaking to people like Dean and Natasha, and when you look at the careers of some of the people who were in the band at that point in time and how they've either continued and evolved the thing or continued to grow the thing, how does that make you feel?
Amazing, amazing. Because a lot of them, like Donald Thomas, he was 6 years old when he played in Misty in the first Ramajé. And now Donald is the conductor of 5 bands in Trinidad for Carnival and drill master extraordinaire. Natasha Joseph is now, of course, still the leading female pianist in the world. Dean Gulston speaks for himself, And the
Dean
list goes on.
Gulston, full stop.
Yeah, Nigel Williams, our guitar player, is now the captain of All Stars.
Nice.
So it goes on
Yeah,
and on and on.
and I also have to mention Professor Keith Coombs, because y'all have the police band coming on next.
Yes.
And he was a big figure inside the police
Oh my
band,
God,
right?
Keith Coombs,
Yeah.
he was special there last night. He was just so in his glee. I'm a chef now as well, so like.
Of course, Chef
that
Finbar,
also.
we know who you are. Nicki Minaj co-signed, etc., etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations
Yeah.
on the film, and we look forward on Republic Day. We headed down to Fatima to see it again. Well, for those who saw it before,
Yeah.
well, they can stay home. Let the people who didn't see it
all
before
our
come.
CDs are now uploaded on iTunes for the first time.
Nice.
Every single one as of today.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
I
But
choose
go on
that
stream
one.
Panazz.
Yeah.
Go on stream Panazz as well. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and
Thanks
for
for
sharing
thank you
this with
very
us.
much for having us.
No problem. We take a quick break and come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Stick around. When we come back, TTPS in the building.